Hey, babe. Listen, I am back. Let us hope that this freeze is not going to keep freezing, okay? Let us hope this is not going to happen again. Sorry about that, you guys, those of you that did come in and hang out, okay? So let's go ahead and start this thing over. All right. So this episode of Married at First Sight was about everybody meeting the family, meeting the friends, asking questions, sorting out issues, all of that, because they ended up doing a housewarming party, right? So we saw where Rachel and Jose were out looking for roses and all that other stuff. You know, they looking cute. Zack and Jaron. It was good to see that Zack had his good friend Jaron there to be like a voice of reason for him. But what we're learning is that Zack is getting tired of Michaela, and they ain't even been there for a whole week. I think they've been married for 2 weeks and only been in the house for a few days. They don't even know each other like that, and she already tripping. So I just felt like what she gave him last week was like she got some abandonment issues or whatnot. Hey, Saki, come on in. Eb, okay, so it's much better now. Okay, I don't even know what I did. I just exited out everything, tried, and started over. So I'm hoping that the freeze will not continue to be there. So thank you guys so much for coming on back into the room so we can go ahead and get into it. All right. Yes. Thank you, T. Yeah, y'all go ahead and hit like on the video. So Zack is sitting down with his good friend Jaron, and he's telling him about the red flags that he's noticed with Michaela right out the gate. So he breaks down the story about the fact that he took the dog to the daycare. All right, he was supposed to take the dog to the daycare, and he didn't want to wake her up because, according to Michaela, she said, "Listen, when I'm asleep, don't wake me up." And he tried to abide by that. He tried to respect his wife, respect her boundaries, respect her space and stuff. Oh, cool. I'm not gonna bother her. Well, when she woke up, she got upset. All right. She started throwing Clorox wipes and stuff or whatever, packed all her bags and left. And y'all know I gave him the 3rd degree last week because I really felt like he did this on purpose. I wasn't sure. I was like, I kind of feel like he probably did this on purpose. But when he broke down the story and explained, I'm like, okay, so she was definitely doing too much. Of course, we know she was doing too much, but now that I know he really ain't even going nowhere for real, I'm thinking he done really left the house and then come back. Girl, you was over doing the most. Yes, thank you so much, Saki. Tonight we will be doing the Ooh Ladies first panel tonight on my channel. Okay, that's going to take place about 9:15 p.m. my time, 8:15, 9:15. We rotate every week, so next week it'll be on EC Dixon's channel, and tonight it's gonna be on my channel, and then we have Bondi Blue, and then we have Jaylee's Corner. Okay, so get into it. Yeah, so I was giving him the 3rd degree, but baby girl, doing too much. And shout out to Jaron is that dude. Jaron is a really good friend. Clearly, I like the advice that he ended up giving to Michaela towards the end of the episode, but we'll get into that, okay? Zack talked about how they had their issue as far as him leaving the house, not communicating with her, not giving her a call, not giving her a text or anything like that. She chose to leave the house. Zack said that they ended up kind of reconciling over the phone or something like that. They reconciled later on that day after Pastor Cal left or whatever, talking about things that they need to do, things they need to work on or whatever, as they move forward so they can be better in the relationship. Well, shortly after that, because it's given bipolar, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to label her as that, but the actions that you're giving, girl, is confusing. All right. So y'all done reconcile, y'all done had a conversation and stuff, and then you turn around and you want to cancel the whole housewarming because you feeling some kind of way. What? That didn't make no sense. So I definitely feel Zack's frustration on all of that. Jaron says that Zack is a person that's not that confrontational. He doesn't like confrontation at all. Meanwhile, that's right up Miss Michaela's alley. And I feel like, girl, it's kind of a good thing that they did match because she met her match, right? And Zack is one of those guys that seems like he's going to require more of her than any other guy that she's dealt with in the past. They probably let her have those temper tantrums, and when she had it, they distanced themselves from her. But now that he's in this relationship and she sees that, oh, I'm actually married to this man, I finally have a somewhat of a commitment because I got this, paperwork or whatever. By the end of these few weeks, I'm not going to want him to leave, so I'm going to have to work on some stuff on my own to keep him here. Okay, I'm gonna have to work through some SHI. So how I used to act, I can't act like that no more. If this is somebody, if you think he's so amazing, he's a beautiful man and all this and that, you ain't gonna want to lose that. So it's gonna require her to level up in spaces she hasn't. Yeah, Michaela was moving on manipulation this episode. I have to agree towards the end. And I kind of made some notes about that. What else did I want to say about this one? Jaron feels like Zack is in a place where he has like these fairy tales or something. He has the fairy tale ideas or whatever, the expectations of what he thinks, how he thinks things are supposed to be versus the reality of what it is. Therefore, he get his feelings hurt because he sees himself in the fairy tale, and when things start happening outside of that, okay, he get his feelings hurt. What else did I want to say? Zack is concerned about the future because this has happened so early on in the relationship. And I said, you thinking right, Zack. You thinking how you need to be thinking. This is happening a little too soon. And I guess it's a good thing that they only got 6 weeks so he can decide on whether he really wants to move forward with her. Because if she ain't fixing that, then why should he move forward, girl? And this is happening so soon. That man ain't trying to live in that turmoil. Girl, no ma'am. What else did I want to say about Zack? I feel like that was pretty much it. You know, he just opened up about his past relationships. Girls in the past being very aggressive. He hasn't been that good with responding to them, and that's why he's not in those relationships now. So whatever you got to do, ma'am, to make it work so you can be with this amazing, beautiful man that you say, girl, get it together. So that's that. Let's move on real quick to Myrla and Gil, because they going over their finances and stuff. And girl, we not surprised. We already knew what it was. We already knew that Miss Myrla got more coins than Gil. And Gil out here just trying. He doing what he can. Why did she lie about consummating the marriage? Ooh, honey. Why did she? Why did she? Why did she? She don't want nobody in her business, honey. I can't fault her because I feel like Rachel was doing the same thing. What else did I want to say? So Myrla and Gil, you know, they're talking about their finances or whatever. And she talks about how she don't really budget for a lot of stuff. Myrla just got the money. She go out there, she spend it. I want it. I'm going to buy it. And that's just what it's going to be. Okay, I'll get it back on the front end or the back end, but I'm not going to worry about it now. I'm not going to budget. This is what it is. Then she goes through and she looks through her stuff, because I think Gil said he spent about $150 on groceries. She talking about she spent $350. I said, girl, what the fuck is you in here buying for yourself? What else is you getting? Girl, are you getting the most expensive stuff? Girl, what are you out here buying? What store are you shopping at? Are you just going to Whole Foods? I understand when you're eating healthier, because if that's something that she does do, she eats more healthier. She probably do more cooking for herself or whatever. Then I feel like, excuse me, I feel like it could be a bit expensive, right? But girl, it's just you. Most people that I've seen that live on their own, they're by themselves, they don't be spending money like that. Their kitchen be looking like minimalist, literally. Girl, we ain't got nothing in there. I just got enough. I just have enough. I don't have a whole lot for a whole house. So she over here spending $350 like she got doggone 4 people in the house. What? I guess Miss Myrla, honey. What else did she say? She also said that she does not carry over debt. And I said, well, that's my girl. I can't blame you on that, honey. She said she does not carry over debt. She like to pay down her credit cards every month. Do what you got to do. That's why I'm sure that credit score is very high, honey. What else? She also opens up about not shopping except for 2 to 3 times a year. I feel like she lying. I said, girl, you only shop 2 to 3 times a year? Girl, well, when you shop 2 to 3 times a year, you must ball till you fall, literally. Okay, honey, I guess. And I just feel like if you shopping 2 to 3 times a year and he tells you he just wants you to shop 2 times a year, then it really shouldn't be, it shouldn't be too much of an issue then, I guess, on Gil's part. Like, if she got the money to spend it, then let her spend her own money. That's what she worked hard for, right? That's how I feel. She worked hard enough to not just pay her bills, but also to do things that she wants to do for herself. Even though y'all are in a marriage now, so if she want to splurge every 2 months, I mean, not every 2 months, but every 2 quarters or whatever out the year, then I guess it shouldn't be an issue. Some part of me don't believe that. I don't know. But maybe it's true, because maybe she stacks up so much, and then I don't know. I ain't got time to figure it out. But either way, girl, good luck, honey. They both open up about their savings. We know Miss Myrla got more money than Gil. He talked about how he got a lot of his savings rolled into his 401k, and he also got savings out there in Colombia, right? And I felt like when he did that, he was trying to flex a little bit, trying to show like, look, I got money too. I got money out of the country. You know what I'm saying? You got money out of the country. I got money out of the country. That's what it was giving. But that money out the country can't do a whole lot, because she's trying to buy a house. And unfortunately, they can't take money out of that Colombia account in order for them to buy a house. So now they got to move a little different. Okay, they got to save very aggressively because she wants a house. And later on, we can hear what she's going to tell a friend, how she doesn't want to move into his apartment. Someone said, no, I'm not doing that. And she was kind of talking down on his apartment. And I said, B.I.T., You act like you living in a high rise or sky rise. It's like, girl, no, you're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. Your apartments definitely look like they was in the early 2000s, man. We are 20 some years later. Okay, girl. So I know you're not sitting up here trying to talk about nobody's apartment. Girl, I said, what is this? Talking about she ain't trying to move into this man. I'm like, girl, go ahead. Go ahead. Might as well. I'm if it don't look. It actually, from what I can recall, the lighting in his apartment is much better than the lighting over there in yours. Girl, I can't deal. I guess maybe she just had a certain idea of how her man was gonna be and how they were gonna proceed after she got married, whenever that happened. So good luck, honey. You're gonna have to move in somewhere. So is he gonna move in with you, or you gonna move in with him? Because y'all gonna have to save aggressively in order for y'all to go out here and get this house that you're trying to buy. I ain't got time for Myrla. Okay, let's move on to Ryan and Brett. Y'all, I'm trying to find out who Ryan and Brett remind me of from last season. Some part, is it Ryan and Clara? Like, they just don't give me a whole lot. I find myself like drifting off whenever they're on the screen. I just don't be paying that much attention. I hate to say it. Like, I just really don't. Only thing I captured, I got like 3 notes. Ryan concerned about her traveling and her adventure anxiety, because y'all know she always panicking. And I just think that that's who she is. She's used to being a homebody in her own little corner. She really don't like to be pulled out of that element. And Ryan needs somebody that's going to be on the adventurous side, like be open, somebody that's open to new things. This man, and I have to go back to this because it really did not make any sense to me. He's trying to teach her a country dance on the dance floor of their wedding, and she threw a hissy fit. That's what I'm like, girl, what? And then you already in the water. She didn't want to look at the praying mantis, I guess, or whatever it was that was out there in the water. I guess I couldn't really fault her 100% on that, because maybe she's like, if I look, I'm gonna fall off this I'm gonna fall off of this canoe or whatever I'm on. I'm gonna fall off, girl. I can't even look. So I guess maybe it's good reasoning as to why she overreacts, but I don't know. It's somebody. I don't think they a match. I don't. But okay, I guess we're gonna find out. Y'all let me know. Do y'all feel like they a match? I just don't see Ryan. I feel like they're both they're good as friends. Let me say that. I think they're good as friends. They're a great friend match. I don't see them as a relationship match yet, but hopefully we see that at a later time. Let's move on. Johnny and Bao. Bao links up with her friend to talk about Johnny, and shout out to the friend, because the friend kind of had Johnny back a little bit. I was like, okay. So Bao speaks on how he has a lot of complimentary things about him, a lot of things that she liked. Y'all know she used to have a crush on him back in the day and stuff. But she also says that he has a lot of negative things about him, like he's pretty dismissive regarding some things. And I'm just kind of like, how do I want to say this about Bao? It's always Johnny, but never Bao. That's what I get. Like, it's always Johnny, but never Bao. Like, even when he was sitting down talking to the guys, I wanted him to open up, or to a friend, open up and tell them what she like. You know what I'm saying? She got going on too. Like, you talk about how he's dismissive, but you complain about every little thing. Maybe he's dismissive because he knows it's probably going to hurt your feelings, or you're going to make him feel like he shouldn't have said that, or he shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, can he really be himself when he's with you? Let's move on. So her friend has his back about him being single for a long time. So he lets her know, like, he just been single for a long time. Like, imagine you've been single for 8 years. You've been able to come and go as you please. You've been able to dip out when things didn't really look right. And then now you're put in a situation where that's something that you just can't do. You have to sit in and reassess things and stuff. So it's like he may need some time. Okay, just give him some time. All right, y'all only 2 weeks in. So he was just, this man, 2 weeks ago, this man was literally just single, living his best life. And things have switched up and changed for him. So just give him some time. Bao brings up him saying that he isn't giving up, but then he isn't giving up on the relationship. But then she turns around and she sees that, she turns around and she sees that he's shutting down. Okay, and then he needs some time apart. So I kind of understand that. Like, your mouth is saying one thing, but your actions are showing something else. So I kind of understand where he's coming from that. Her friend says that some guys just withdraw because they need time to get their thoughts right. It doesn't mean that he isn't committed. And that's how I was feeling. I was feeling the same way about Johnny. Like, just because he left the house, he needed a break. Girl, you wouldn't get your ass in the shower. You would not wash your tail. All right, y'all done traveled over here. He done went to your house, all this other stuff. Girl, I know you tired from a long day. You ain't trying to wash in between the crack of your something like that. So yeah, he needed a break. So I didn't feel bad about him wanting to dip out. Okay. And I don't think that because he chose to do that, he's not committed. Some people did though. I didn't think that was the case. Let's get to the guys and dinner, because the guys had dinner as well as the ladies having dinner. Ryan asked if marriage life is what everybody else expected. Of course, Jose, he's still up in the clouds. He's happy. It's more than what he could have expected, okay? Ryan enjoys Brett, but he still feels like he's dating a friend. So they have yet to get to, I guess, whatever connection they need to like cross the line to feel like this is truly a relationship versus them just being friends. Gil feels the same as Ryan, but he feel that way because there's been no affection from Miss Myrla. Miss Myrla still ain't kissed this man. So he's still feeling a way about that. Johnny feels like he's dating a friend, and that Bao thinks she's making more advances, but Johnny isn't. I don't know, because I always thought Bao was the one that said that she has issues opening up and stuff, and she has issues showing affection and things like that. So I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like, no, Bao, you're the one that have issues, opening up and stuff. But I think Johnny, I feel like he was trying to get there until you start saying that you don't wash your ass. So there's that. Jose, what else did he go on to say? He asked Johnny if he's attracted to her, and he said that she's not his type. And I said, what you mean? I thought you liked her. And we learned that, of course, like physically, she's beautiful, all of that, but the personality is the issue for him. And I just want to know what has happened to Johnny in his past, though, because I feel like he really took that like extremely harder than what I expected when he walked outside and he started to like cry and needed to walk away. And it looks like internally it looked like he was torturing himself, or he was being tortured by being in this relationship, in this situation with her. So much so that I believe that he ended up saying like, maybe I thought I was ready or something. I joined this process with good intentions, but I don't think that I was fully ready. And now I'm fucked. And now she's fucked right along with me. Yes, he definitely feels like he made a mistake. And I think that's because he wants her to be completely perfect. He wants her to be exactly what he probably put on paper all the way down to the T. And I don't think he would have gotten that in anyone that he wanted. Nobody he would have went out there and dated. I don't think he would have got it in nobody. But I think he probably would have got somebody that was okay with, showering. Because I really feel like that's a big deal to him. And I say that because he does have OCD. He likes things to be clean. And I feel like that's a really big thing to him. I don't think he would have got everything, but he would have got somebody that showered. I mean, he's been on 100 dates. He's been on 100 dates, child, and he's tapped out on all of them. He checked out after the shower talk, correct, right? I couldn't stay in a marriage with someone who don't bathe either, right? Because I couldn't do that at all. And I wouldn't want to smell you either. Like, I'm going to have a lack of attraction towards you all the way around. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to stay in there either. I think he is petrified of failure. That makes a lot of sense. That could be exactly what it is, because the way he was, like his face, he looked like he wanted to explode, like he was torturing himself internally. And I was like, this man is really troubled. Like, what has happened to him? I honestly believe Johnny has smelled her by BO and is just trying to be nice about it. Wow. That could definitely be what it is. But if I'm smelling your BO, I'm not going to kiss you multiple times in the bed at night. I'm sorry. It's dead as fuck. I'm not going to do it. I don't know what type of superpower he got, but I don't got it. Maybe she showered that night. I don't believe so. But I'm not going to sit up here. I'm not going to be able to put my lips on you multiple times. I think Johnny would be, at this point, no matter who he was matched with, I think Johnny would be, at this point, no matter who he was matched with. He said 100 times, if this were dating, I'd have left by now. He's correct. Absolutely. He would have definitely have left. Yeah, I think that person that said he was petrified by I forgot what it was, petrified by failure. Yeah, I agree with that. The fact that he's touchy and he doesn't care to touch her anymore says a lot. It does. He said he don't eat papaya. Honey, I hollered. Do you hear me? I holler. And I'm like, wasn't that Bow's friend that gave him that book? But it seems like next episode they probably gonna end up getting it in. Y'all, this girl really don't babe. Like for real, I'm in shock. Yep, that is true. That is true. That is true. It's the going to bed without showering, especially after a workout for me. Girl, I ain't got time for this woman. All that ripping and running she did, and she gonna lay her ass down in that bed. I can't take it. Then when he asked her to get in the shower, she gonna sit up there and say, "This is intense." What? It's intense. What? No, ma'am. Girl, let me get off Johnny and Bow, okay? Where else am I? So the girls, so the ladies have dinner, right? I mean, or they're sitting around chit-chatting, okay? Michaela tells the ladies that Zack and she are okay. Because they asking, like, girl, how you doing? You know, I know y'all, couldn't really be together for the honeymoon, so everything going. She didn't want to say that. She didn't want the girls all in her business. I can't 100% fault her for that. Because if she tells those girls something and those girls go back and tell their husband something and then they get back to Zack, it could be, misinterpreted or whatever before they had a chance to get to work on their relationship. So I can't really fault them because he also didn't really tell them that either. But when it came down to talking about sex, honey, he ended up telling them that they did do it and she was gonna be mad if they said it on if he said it on camera. But when they asked her, she I think she said nay, and she was like, that's public information or something like that. She said, or not public information. So she didn't want to share that information, but y'all had already pretty much gave it away when y'all did the little selfie cam. So we already knew, Michaela. It is what it is, all right? What else happened? Ryan and Brett. So they ended up betting each other $5 that Myrla was actually going to end up not kissing because Ryan thought that she was. And obviously Miss Brett won the bet the $5 because Myrla still ain't kissed this man. I feel like Myrla is going to kiss him, though. I do. I think at some point, it's going to be later in the season, but I feel like she's probably going to slowly make her way to kissing him. I think she's probably going to start with the cheek, and eventually it's going to happen with the lips. And I only got that vibe from when she did the FaceTime with Gil and his mom, and she was like leaning on him. And for me, that was more than I've ever seen her do. Even when they were with the friends, like when they were chit-chatting with the friends, it was something about, okay, he's kind of growing on her. That's what it's looking like. Like he's kind of growing on her and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I think that kiss might be around the corner. We shall see. What else did I want to say about that? Bao tells the girls about Johnny. Okay, she decided to open up about her relationship, and she says that Johnny is dismissive and he has commitment issues, and how he thought he was going to get a perfect person that meets his checklist. And I'm like, sounds about right, but there's no conclusion just yet. So Myrla and Gil, Hype is the dog, right? So Myrla in the room, Hype comes, and I guess he jumps on her, he slobs on her. Let me tell y'all something. Hype is an ugly dog, and y'all not gonna tell me they're different. That is an ugly ass dog. And I said, where the hell did you get this dog? Was it abandoned? When you went on one of your fire drills or something like that, and you had to turn around and get this dog, because that's an ugly ass. And if I was her, I won't want that. Don't you jump your ass on me. Don't get on me. Go ahead. Now I would have been because that dog would be afraid of me. You better go, because that is such that is such an ugly dog to me, honey. But he liked it, and I guess she gonna have to love it at some point, baby. But it wouldn't have been me. Like, you gonna have to exchange this dog here, baby, because this right here, But okay, I mean, I'm like, what kind of dog is it? I say it has to be a mixed breed, because his body and then his face, and I'm just like, this dog, and then the print. I said no, That's an ugly dog, but I said what I said. So let's move on, okay? So he gives her an update on the guys. Primarily, he tells her about Johnny and Bao having the issues. Y'all see what I'm saying? So had Michaela sat up there and opened up her mouth to the ladies, that conversation would have went to the guys at some point, and then the guys would have brought that back, because here it is. We got we got what's his name, Gil, telling T over here to Miss Myrla. So he tells her about Johnny and about having issues, and it says that he was somewhat somewhat attracted to his wife. Try, I can't deal. Myrla asked if they will be talking to the mom, so she's listening to the conversation. It was what it was, but primarily she wants to talk to his mama, and that was cute because they were able to speak in Spanish and stuff. And I was like, okay, it was a really cute moment for some reason as I was watching it, because for me, I see Myrla as like a stuck-up person, like but it seemed like she let her guard down. She's letting it down just a little bit more, and I love to see the interaction between she and the mom, so we could see that Myrla is kind of good with people. So I'm like, okay, I could dig it. It was cute. It was a cute little scene with them FaceTime and the mom. This is another reason I think they stand together. The way they come back and talk about the meetup had me thinking this same couple-ish. I like when Myrla and Gil gossip. He's always excited to spill the tea, clearly. And he is, like, whether it's tea about somebody else or his own personal tea about his wife, that man is always ready to spill the tea. So let me tell y'all, Gil ain't no shame in his game when it comes down to being messy at all. Okay, she definitely gonna kiss him. The combo with his mom was so touchy. Even when he pulled up in the fire truck, she's getting more comfortable. She is. So much so, even when she talked about them getting a home together, she immediately, like, once she looked at his savings and stuff, she immediately went into, we're going to have to buy a house. So we're going to have to do this or that to buy a house. And I'm like, okay, she's definitely warming up to this man. She's definitely warming up to him. And I'm not mad at it. So let's go ahead and move on to Johnny and Bao, because he feels like the other guys are more in sync with their wives than he is with Bao. And I said, they are. They are, sir. Okay, you don't have to think. That's what it is. Bao notices that Johnny is bothered, and then he opens up about the guys link up and how he learned that he is confused about the relationship he has with her. And he tells her about his mini meltdown, and he tells her that he doesn't know if he was actually ready for marriage. And I was like, damn. Right before y'all about to lay down, though, damn, you had to tell her that. So Bao didn't know how to receive the info, so she was disappointed, because she was already kind of questioning that, like whether or not he was like ready for that. And for him to confirm that, it was like, damn, girl, I know she didn't want to hear that, but he had to keep it real with her. And I appreciate that. But I still feel like he's dancing around the real issue. And I have to go back to her showering. And I know y'all like, why you do that? Because this man is OCD and he's all about cleanliness. And that's something that she does not 100% do. So there's that. So when we get to the housewarmings, right? So Jose and Rachel. So Jose family comes. I'm not even sure who was Rachel's family at the house, because it seemed like everybody was his family. I don't know. But they talk about finances and being in an area where they both have different opinions about things. Now, when he started to talk about, he pulled out his whiteboard. First of all, he's super proud about it, super happy about it, period. So when he pulls out this whiteboard and he starts talking about the differences and stuff, and he feels like they should have one account, whereas she feels like they should have separate accounts. Did y'all notice his dad was over there agreeing with him? Talking about something, yeah, and I'm like, what? So I'm looking at the stepmama like, is that how your life is with this man? And if it's not like that, or if it is, like, I just want to know, because you sat in the room with Rachel and you told her to not give up some of her power. And I'm like, are you giving up some of your power, or did the daddy bend? Because if that's not how it is in the household, why is he over here encouraging that with his son, when he don't even go by that in his own house? So that right there, for me, it didn't really connect. And she kept telling her to have, her own power and stuff. But then some part of the conversation, I felt like she wasn't allowing Rachel to even talk. It seemed like she kept kind of like trying to overtalk her a little bit. But that's that. What else could have said in there? I think that was it. She was just said that she was afraid of losing control, and that he thinks that she's going to blow money, and that's not what it is. But he's trying to dress it up and say that if we have this one account, let's pay all the bills out of it, and then whatever is left there, we can end up, going on trips and traveling and stuff. But it don't sound right, because originally he was like, all that other BS, my friends were hanging out and partying and traveling. I don't have to do all that extra because I feel like I'm blowing money. Well, you're still in that mindset. So for you to sit up there and tell her that we could put all this money in one account and whatever's left y'all can travel with, you just debunked the travel theory already, because you didn't agree with that. You said that you'll be wasting money. So why would you say now that we can have everything in one account and then what's left we could travel. That's not gonna happen. But what it really is it's a tactic of you using control for real, because you want that one account that you can monitor so you can see where things are going in and out. And I feel her 1000%. Let me tell you, my husband ain't ever got to tell me what it is I'm gonna do with my money. Period. If we say, if you want an account, that's fine, and I'll make sure that I have allocated funds that's gonna go over there. But I bet your bottom dollar and penny, I'm gonna have my own accounts. Period. Do what you want to do. Watch my shoes, because I'm not going to be up there moving 100% like that. And I feel like Jose going to be so in control that she probably wouldn't even know that man got his own separate savings account either. So, yeah, no. Girl, you could say we're going to have one account, but I guarantee you I'm going to have my own separate one, period. Let's go ahead and move on, okay? So, Michaela and Zack, she ended up reconsidering having this housewarming party. And so her good homegirls ended up coming over. But I felt like the one homegirl, and I don't know her name, but she was the white one. I felt like she was like somewhat caping. I kind of felt like a little like, girl, why you lying? The black girl was even looking at her like, why you lying? But I'll get to that. Okay. So Zack doesn't like he's not liking how things are going between he and Michaela. Zack talks with her friends and he tells them about how he didn't like that she tried to cancel the housewarming party. All because she was in her mother feelings. Okay. He wants to know, is this a usual thing with her? And this is when one of the friends speak up and says, no, it's not. No, this ain't usual at all. She's not like that at all. And then you got the black friend looking at her like, why is you up here lying? She just looking at her, didn't open her mouth and just like, now this hoe up here lying. And I'm like, she lying for sure. She lying. Talking about this ain't a norm. Girl, what you mean this ain't this is a norm? She did this within 2 weeks. This is what she do, period. Yep, he definitely gonna have a secret account for sure. He already got it, child. I ain't got time. So that's that with Zack as he's talking to the friends. I just wanted to highlight the fact that Miss Girl was up there trying to, play things to the left, but she ended up, both of them ended up continuing to kind of like merge him back into the fold of them having to really just get to know each other for the most part so that they can figure out what's going to work for them as they move forward in a relationship. But you got Michaela over here talking to his friend Jaron, and I was like, Jaron about the realest friend that you can have too, Michaela, because he's throwing you a bone. Okay, he's throwing you a bone. Zack may not have filled you in, but Jaron is filling you in. He's trying to tell you what to do. And shout out to Jaron because he's not hating on his friend. He genuinely wants to see this work out. So he's giving Miss Girl some clues on what she needs to do to make sure this relationship, continues to thrive. You can tell her friend was lying for her. Exactly. They don't call her Hurricane K for no reason. And her own sister and them said this. So why Judy Blue get up there and lie? Her man isn't Hurricane K. Her name isn't Hurricane K for a reason. Correct. What else? So Michael Tell, she says that she has to be considerate of other people's feelings. This is what Michaela is telling to Jaron. She's learning that she has to be considerate of other people's feelings. So she knows what she does and how she acts and how she could drive him away. She says communication can be better. She bites her tongue and reacts, which comes off as drastic. And I believe that he pointed it out based on how she was telling things, because it seemed like Michaela was trying to control the conversation. Right? And he did a lot of listening. It was like, before you can try and chastise me or tell me what it is I need to do better at, she immediately started to give him things like, I know I can do this, I know I can do that, I know I do this. But I loved how he listened to her and he was just saying like, so you get real quiet. And then after you get quiet, you start to react out of nowhere. So it looks like it's very drastic. And I said, sir, you better read in between the lines and know what's going on with this girl. Jaron lets her know that she is acting like, I think it was, I put his parents' relationship, but I feel like I meant to put her parents' relationship because I think that's how her parents responded. But he tells her to be different. No, his past relationships. So he was telling her like, you're acting like how all the other girls that came before you acted, and they're not here for a reason. Okay. So if you want to keep this thing intact, then you need to operate a little differently. You need to move a little differently. You need to be calm. You need to be patient. You need to be a certain way when it goes about, the conflict that you guys are going to face. You need to be very respectful when it comes down to that. And I was here for Jaron. I was like, shout out to you, sir, for bringing this to the forefront. My thing is it taking other people's feelings into consideration what you're supposed to do, especially in marriage? Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. While she's sitting up there talking about she needs to take. And I just think that's so unfair. That's so unfair. Like, yeah, I feel like Zack is probably gonna run DJ. He running already. And once he sees this, like, I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't looking good for her. It just wasn't looking good for her towards the end when he was just like, even though she was trying to plead her case that I felt like was fake, he still was like, nah, I need a break. Like I need to be away or something. So I'm like, girl, this ain't looking too good. He's stopping you in your tracks in the very beginning. Okay, let's go ahead and get to Myrla and Gil real quick. So her friends come over and the lady, and it's or his friends or whatever. So they friends or whatever come over. And the lady says that he's the female or she's the female version of him. And I've heard people say that before, that they pretty much kind of like mirror each other. So they're asked about how marriage has been for them. Myrla says that everything has been good, shocking, but good. Gil agrees with her and he feels like they click outside of the lip clicking. Okay, they're clicking in other ways, even though their lips are not lip locking. The question comes up about Myrla's lifestyle. Gil wants a little bit of compromise and she isn't willing to do that. Her friend was there. It was weird to see her friends there and they really ain't offering no comments. Like they really was just sitting there. The guy friend ended up pulling Gil outside. But for the most part, they wasn't saying anything. They was just pretty quiet, just kind of like looking and just not saying anything. I was like, y'all not gonna say that? Ain't nobody gonna offer now? Okay, I guess. All right, fine. So Gil opens up about the decision day. He said if she don't kiss him, he leaving. I can't really blame him on that. She's purposely withholding her affection towards him. What else happened? Myrla's friends, I already addressed that. How I felt like they were doing more observing than they were, actually saying something to about the situation to kind of like defend their friend. Gil and Dion, they stepped outside. That's the guy friend that was standing over there. Dion, I don't know what to say about Dion because Dion was very quiet. And when he got outside and Gil started asking questions, he was like, I can't speak to that, only to go on and speak to that. Okay. Dion says that he hasn't seen her show PDA to nobody. Not a single person. So don't feel like it's just you, sir. That ain't what she do. And if she do it, I've never seen it. Dion thinks that she is moving in a way where she feels like if this ain't gonna work out. So basically that's why she's withholding her kisses, because she's still assessing things like, if this ain't gonna work out, why would I go that far into it if I don't think it's gonna work out? And I'm sure that was a mind opener for Gil to be like, okay. She really not feeling me, huh? If she's doing all of that, she really not feeling me. And shoot, I'm over here thinking about me not moving forward and wanting a divorce. She probably gonna beat me to the punch. Myrla and Gil's friends speak on finances, and Myrla says that she wants to buy a home and not move into an apartment like his, and that's what I mentioned earlier. And I just felt like you was out of line for that, girl. You act like you staying in a high rise or a sky rise or something like that, girl, where you got windows surrounding everything to match the budget of how you be spending on your clothes and stuff. Girl, it looks like his apartment, like I said, is better than yours. The lighting looks better than yours. Okay. And you over here talking down on his apartment like it's not that well. Girl, y'all gonna have to do something. So who apartment y'all gonna move into? He gonna move into yours because you're gonna have to save this money. So what's gonna happen? Let's move on. Johnny and Bao. Johnny had the friends over. He got that book about, how to treat a woman in a relationship and the papaya and all that other stuff. And Johnny said he don't eat no papaya. Hilarious. Johnny later on that night, because he did go outside and he talked to the friends, and I don't even think I captured notes for that when he went outside to talk to one of the friends. But later on that night, Johnny says that he enjoyed the dinner or whatever, but Bao says that she enjoyed it too, but she's still bothered by what he told her the other night about not fully being ready for a marriage or whatever. And she what else did she say? She said she respects him putting things to the side for their marriage to work, and Johnny wants them to always be able to have a conversation and come to a place of understanding in their relationships. And I'm like, it seems like, and I have to side with Bao on this, that's possible. It's possible for you guys to always be able to come back and talk and have an understanding, but you, Johnny, can't always like run out and leave the house, right? You're gonna have to kind of sit in this and sort situations out if that's what you want. If you're gonna want to have understanding, you're gonna have to be open to that understanding. It's not gonna have to just come from Bao. It gotta come from you too, right? If Michaela, she keeps this up, she will definitely lose him and all possible future prospects. She is displaying the crazy on TV Imagine what it's like when the cameras are gone. Run, Zack, run. I don't care. I don't care. Myrla is smart. When she was apologizing about canceling the housewarming, she was cursing still. Sis, this ain't cute. And I want to talk about Zack and Michaela now. So they reflect on the night. And Zack says that he learned a lot about how Michaela handles things. She says she learned how genuine he is. She recognized how present he is, and she took advantage of that. He said, "What you mean? What you mean took advantage of that?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, what you mean? What you mean took advantage of that? What you mean?" So she says that she isn't used to a person being in as much as he's in it. Okay, so he's all in 100% with her. She's not used to that. She's used to guys running off, leaving her. Okay, which is why she responded the way that she did on last week. Zack asked her, how does she feel about her actions? She tells him everything she wants. I feel like she told him everything he wanted to hear. Okay. I don't even remember whatever it was that she said, but whatever she said, it was whatever the hell she thought he wanted to hear in that moment, because she didn't want him to leave. But he's still pressing the issue because it's bothering him. He wants to know if this is in his future. He says it's not the communication, it's how they handle conflict. That's the issue, is immediately when you're faced with conflict, it's how you handle it. All right. And that's what's driving him away. He says that he doesn't know if it's something they can change. And I was like, when he said that, I'm like, he don't see it for you. He not seeing it for you. When he said, I don't know if this is something we can change, for me, I felt like he not seeing it for you. This man is already out of this marriage. I don't know what's gonna happen in the coming weeks, but when he said that, he was like, "Oh, that's a giveaway. Like, she not gonna fix that in the time frame that I need her to fix that, because that's who she is." A girl. Good luck. What else did he say? He says he's afraid to tell her how he was feeling. I'm like, it's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on, y'all, not wanting to be honest. He said that he had a lot of anxiety about this, so much stuff he really didn't even want to come there. All right. He said I think he said he had more anxiety that night coming to the housewarming that he's had on the night that he was getting married to her. That's crazy. He wants to take a step back right now. He says that they have a fundamental difference. He didn't like how she canceled the housewarming plans, and says that she didn't know if it would have affected him in the way that it. No, she said she didn't know that it would have affected him in the way that it did. And I said, you did know that. You did know that it was going to affect him the way that it did. At least that's what you were hoping for, because that's why your ass said it. You were trying to get another reaction out of him. And I feel like Michaela is a person that likes to get reactions out of guys because she thinks that's how they show that they care about her. That's what I think. What else did she say? I didn't like that she was about to act like she was gonna cry. She was trying to force some tears to come out because she wasn't getting her way in that moment. And I felt like you were being very selfish. Like, I didn't know it was going to affect you that way. You did. And you was like, she said, if I knew, I wouldn't have done it or something like that. Girl, you knew what you were doing anyway. And you were being very, very selfish in that moment. You thought about yourself. You did not think about your husband at all. So for you to sit up there and say, Zack, we're married. Michaela, y'all married. Okay. You should have thought of that when you sat up there and was canceling that housewarming event. She doesn't change. They showed a clip of the next episode. Well, it looks like he's stuck for the next few weeks. And unfortunately, it's a whole year to the date, or it will be soon. And he's forced to still be in this marriage with her until the show is over. I wonder how that's going. That's that. He asked her like, yo, are you staying here? And she was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be here. Okay. But you could look in her face. She was trying so hard not to go off on this man. She wanted to go off so bad because that's in her nature. Like, just looking at her eyes, looking at her lips, this girl wanted to go on a tangent, and she knew she couldn't based on that conversation she just had with Jaron. Like, I gotta let him do what he's gonna do. I can't give him the door. Y'all, she went in the room and then slammed the door. I said she wanted to. I know she did. Because she wasn't getting her way. The whatever manipulation you were trying to use on this man in that moment, it wasn't working. He was hearing you plead your case. He was hearing you acting like you was about to cry, girl. And he still hit you with that, yeah, I don't think this is something that's going to change. And I'm not staying at this house tonight, girl. I gotta go. Okay, now he could have stayed in the other room, but you know, he wanted to go ahead, and I guess he didn't want to be tempted in any fashion, so he decided to go ahead and leave the house. Baby girl left. She moved. She walked in between him politely, calmly, and she went right in there and she politely just closed the door shut. I said, girl, I know you want to go in there and scream. I can imagine what happened when the cameras left and when Zack was fully gone from that building. I know she went crazy. Girl, you better be careful, Miss Michaela, girl. Be careful, honey. Be careful. Michaela's starting to give me Chris from last season. Out here manipulating so you can try and get your way. Because Chris had Miss, what was her name? I forgot the girl name from last season, but he had her wrapped around his finger from last season, honey. But yeah, that's really everything that happened on Married at First Sight. Like I said, I think it was a really good episode to me. Brett and Ryan never bring anything to the show. They are literally just there. I don't know when their storyline is going to really kick up, whether it's any advancement towards, you know, love, you know, the physical part, all that attraction. I don't know when that's going to happen or when they're going to have some conflict and friction. I don't know. They're just literally coasting and it's very bland. Johnny and Bao, TBD, honey, to be determined. Gil and Myrla, I think we're starting to see the growth. I think he's definitely growing on her. Michaela and Zack, I'm afraid they're going to be growing apart because it doesn't stop there with Hurricane K, and it is hurricane season. Is that what it is? Tornado season, storm season, girl. Good luck. Who else we got? Jose and Rachel seem to be good. If they could just get these finances and stuff in order, get all that figured out, I think they might be fine. For the most part. Outside, well, I guess the finances, because once the finances get sorted out, I think it's going to be other stuff. I feel like he's going to be very picky about other things when it comes to her, because I think he probably got him a little bit of OCD too. Oh, thank you, Q. Yeah, it was Paige, Chris and Paige. Yeah, he had little girl wrapped around the finger. Zack was like deuces. She definitely abused more Lysol bottles. She did. Paige was a special kind of fool. Zack ain't the one. He's not. He's trying to nip it in the bud in the very beginning. And I appreciate that and I respect that. I have to give it to him. But that's all I got, guys. I got to go ahead and get out. I am going to be doing a review in a few hours on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So if you guys are into that, be sure to come back and check out that live. And then later on tonight, we'll be doing the Ooh Ladies First panel over on my channel. And we'll be discussing a lot of you guys' favorite shows. Real Housewives of Potomac, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Love After Lockup, Put a Ring on it, okay, and all that mess going on. So y'all come on back and enjoy it. Hang out with us a little later on tonight at 9 o'clock. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.